mono scenes, but feel free, whatever you want. I'll put us up on Facebook, and then I'll give you the number of suggestions, and then you just pick a number, and based on that, I'll give you, I'll tell you what the suggestion is, and then boom, we go.
Perfect. All right.
Have you been doing a lot of like online, any virtual stuff, like classes and things?
We've done a couple of workshops. We just had a meeting today that because we're 3 days into a semester when everything shut down. So we're going to offer that semester online starting August to see if we can't just, honor what people have paid for and go from there.
Yeah, wow, 3 days into it.
Mm-hmm.
God, dude. Hey, if you make it out of this in whatever shape you can, a huge victory, right?
Yeah. No, that's my goal. I've been saying I want to Voldemort us, where we just sort of boil us down to an essence that lives in the back of someone's head, and then we'll spring forth whenever all this is done.
Well, I think it's like everything's changing. It's all moment to moment to moment, and like what's happening now is going to completely change tomorrow and next week. So just hold on for the ride, my friend.
All we can do.
We've got 30 suggestions. Pick a number between 1 and 30.
11's my lucky number. What do we got?
Oh yeah, buddy. Now the best part of the show, me counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, great. So Nathaniel Montgomery gave us a suggestion. Somebody get that kid a sandwich. So our suggestion is somebody get that kid a sandwich.
Sounds good.
Wow. Whew. Right?
Right?
Oh, God. I mean, man. Looks hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, we should do something.
God. Right? Like my instinct is let's do, something at all, but oh.
I would do something. I would do something. It's just I'm so comfortable.
Yeah. Gary, you're right on. It's like I don't want to mess it up even worse. He looks hurt.
Yeah. No, that kid needs help, and I having been a kid before, I want to help him. It's just there's air conditioning.
Yes. Thank you.
And
oh God.
Yeah. And maybe maybe if someone else doesn't help him, and like 30, 30 seems like a fair,
great number,
right? 30 minutes, if he's still out there and his parents haven't come, then at that point, then we're like the C team, then we step in.
Right. I think 30, I think that's a great number. I think right now, like, it's too early to do anything. Like, he's still moving. It's still moving. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
I'm not licensed to practice medicine in this state. And so.
Exactly. We're on vacation.
Vacation.
If he was on vacation, he wouldn't come help us.
Thank you. And you know what? Nor would I ask him to.
Right. How rude would you be to interrupt a child's vacation to go help us if we were to have ridden our bike full speed into a truck?
I know when my kids were growing up and they would fall or they would trip.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want them to turn to me right away and go, "Oh, Dad, can you help me?" I'm like, brush yourself off, give yourself a moment, and then they would be fine. But like all these other parents would start rushing to the aid of my kid, and I'm like, hey, they gotta go through a little, some bumps and bruises, and they're gonna be fine. I think there are too many helicopter parents who are like, oh, let me help you. And in this case, we don't know, and we just saw bike, boom, hit.
Right.
And that
Smack.
was it.
Yeah. Maybe his parents are biking behind him. Maybe they're just slower
Right.
and on their way. Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm sure there's a plan for this. And
Yes.
we would disrupt the plan. And if, again, things are, I don't want to risk anything. It's very tricky with medical malpractice. And let's say I have to perform CPR. What if I break a rib? I mean, there's a lot of factors. I mean, he is moving. That's the one thing. He is slowly moving. So I think he's
slowly moving. Yeah, and we waited 45 minutes for this table. If we get up to help this child, maybe we don't get to eat, and then if we're hungry and the child's hurt or hungry, we've got to put the face mask over our face first.
Don't get me started.
Go out.
Masks. Don't get me.
No, I meant I was an airplane. We're not wearing masks. Don't worry, it's all right.
I mean, thank you. It's like you just said, put on a mask. I'm like, oh boy.
Sorry. No, a breathing mask. Like on an airplane, before you give it to the kid, you gotta feed yourself that oxygen, and in this case, oxygen is tapas.
That's, speaking of which, are you gonna hit that last one, or can I?
Oh no, you can have that one. I've got one more coming.
Okay, good. That's what That's what I love about tapas. Is like you can order a little bit of a whole bunch of different things, and then whether you like it or not, there's another one coming. Thank you, by the way. Thank you.
Enjoy it. It's it's the little things that we're able to enjoy on this vacation that really it's what it's all about. It's these little morsels of joy that we find, be they food or out there in the world, that really I think elevate our experience.
Morsels of joy. That's what this is. It's just you were nibbling on morsels of joy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think he's probably just resting right now. He's on his back, so he's fine. But we deserve this. We've both had a rough few months. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah. No, it has been the hardest 4 months I think I've ever been through. I mean, I'm not able, to work. I didn't get laid off, and I'm still getting paid full salary. But that's how I'm able to take this vacation with you, and we've earned this. Oh, he moved his knee.
Good. That's perfect. See, and you know what? When Congress is in session, you are there. Full 100%. You are eyes to the prize. You do your work, and
yes,
and we, the two of us, we haven't had a chance to catch our breath and say, let's just slow things down just for a minute. Just enjoy these little morsels of joy.
Yes, because otherwise, morsels go bad very quickly, and if you don't, it's like that kid from that movie said, if you don't stop and smell things, it's gone. You know the one? Yeah.
Yeah. You got to take a moment and be like, take a breath. Everything's fine. And you know what? Part of this too is if I'm always there and I'm taking care of people right now, my instinct is I want to go help him, but it's not going to help him in the long run because he's going to look around and be like, there's always going to be somebody there to help me. And I just don't want to be that, filling in that narrative for him.
Well, right. With our kids, we taught them that same lesson, right? A boo-boo is just a sign that you're living.
Yes.
And if we start to get in the way of that, every time a kid slams into a truck, then, we are frankly unparenting stranger parents. And that's not for us to do.
No, I like it. We're unparenting. And how somebody raises their child, completely up to them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's. I can barely raise mine. I'm not. I don't need to help other people try and figure theirs out.
No, I remember when I got married the third time, and Clara was like, "Hey, just so we're clear, I don't think you should try to parent my kids. And I said, listen, I don't want to parent you.
Right.
That's the
Right.
difference. I have no desire to. And so they do their own thing. They do
Yep.
their own thing. I don't want to be there. I don't want responsibility. I got my hands full with
Yeah.
my.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's only so many kids. A kid threshold, really. Like at some point, you just stop teaching them and hope that they teach each other. Because what are you really going to do at that point?
I love it. The kid threshold. I think that's 100% on the nose. I remember when my first one was born, I spent so much time making sure that everything was okay. And then, when Jack came along, then it was like, oh, you can do yourself, right? You'll be fine. You take care of yourself. If you have anything,
Right.
Ella will take care of you. But like for the most part, you're on your own, kid. And he grew up stronger because of that.
Yeah. Just like this kid is going to do, because it's a crowded street and there is no one stopping for that child.
And thank you that nobody is.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Like, if
Yes.
people were stopping, like, imagine that. Now the kid's confused because so many people want to do so many different things and try to help out that kid so much. And again, nobody's responsibility.
Yeah. But you know what? I'd like to think? I'd like to think that we together as a community, both in the restaurant and out on the street, have all collectively decided that 30 minutes is the right amount of time to wait. So maybe it takes a village, and maybe as a village, we are all waiting the appropriate amount of time.
You're right. You're right. It takes a village. And what's better for a village than this unspoken agreement right here of let's wait 30 minutes. Like looking around, people are having that same thought. In fact, some people are so into it, they're not even concerned. They're like, I'm not going to waste my time and hurt that child by checking in with that child every few minutes. I'm going to wait the 30 minutes and then I'm going to look.
Yep. Yep, and and it's good to see that something good is coming out of this. That as a community, we are growing stronger, while he's moving. He's still moving. He's still moving, and that's good. So as a community, we are growing stronger at this point because we've all decided together to take care of this child by ignoring this child. Uh-oh.
Huh.
Someone should probably get him a sandwich, huh?
Scene. Dude, that was so fun.
That was awesome.
It's so great. That was so great. It takes a village. It made me laugh. Trying not to laugh. It takes a village. Oh man. Thank you so much. That was so enjoyable. And you're it's so easy to play with you, man.
Oh, thank you. Likewise. This is I haven't done much playing since we've been shut down, and this was such a morsel of joy. So thank you.
Dude, I'm putting that on a t-shirt. I'm serious. What brought you to improv? Like, how did you get started?
I was an average musician who hated being on stage, but really liked performing. So I took an improv class when Detroit still had a second city.
Yeah.
I took an improv class down there with Larry Joe Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he was one of my first teachers, and I very quickly fell in love with improv and dropped the band, and I've been doing this ever since. Although ironically, since we've been on lockdown, I've been playing music again because that's something I can do by myself. So it's sort of a weird full circle right now.
Wow. And do you find your play, like I noticed with playing with you, you have a certain musicality about just dialogue and rhythm that plays into your improv. Do you find that transition or using music in improv helps you?
I've never thought about that, but that is sort of who I am as a person. I mean, we sing a lot in the house. Like my little one still talks in song, and that's the best. So I guess it is. I never really thought of that. Is me, kind of how I project myself.
Yeah. I think definitely like you have a definite musicality about you, which is real fun because like you're really talking about like finding that rhythm and finding that rhythm with someone else, which is, I mean, that's our goal.
Easy. It was so easy to play with you. Oh, I don't know if you can still hear me.
No, I got you.
But it was so easy to play with you, and it was just yeah, yeah. It was great. It was great.
Tell us about what you all the great stuff you're doing up there in Michigan because like you're a huge evangelist for improv and huge proponent. You have such a huge thumbprint in the scene up there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, I am one of the owners of Go Comedy Improv Theater, just north of Detroit. November will be 11 years for us. Um,
That's
and
huge.
Yeah, yeah, we're doing all right. I mean, we'll see if we survive, but I'm positive, unless this is a multi-year thing, that we can make it. As I was saying to you earlier, my approach to the shutdown has been to Voldemort ourselves, which is just sort of boil us down to an essence that can live in the back of our brains, and when this is done, we'll spring forth and wreak havoc. Um, but also, I'm one of the producers of the Detroit Improv Festival, and this August would have been our 10th year. But now next August will be our 10th year. Um, but yeah, I mean those are I mean my two main projects out here. Uh,
That the Detroit Improv Festival is one of the most well respected and well liked improv festivals there is. Like I was lucky enough, I met you, I came up and did something with John Hildreth, and
yeah,
it was such a great experience. And everybody that goes to it really loves it. And you could tell because of the people that keep coming back and the ones that keep
yeah.
returning to it. It is such a unique, wonderful experience that like I highly recommend it to people when it comes back is like to go to that festival because not only is it like amazing acts that you get to see, but the community there, you've grown so well. And it was such a great time, man.
Thank you, thank you. No, no, I'm very proud of it. We put a lot of work into it, and it's always, even from the very beginning, was our approach to make this a performers festival. Like we want people to come and feel like family and feel taken care of, and because to me the community of improv is as important as anything, and it's to me it is a family. So it's always been important that anyone that comes in our doors for that festival feel like they were already part of the scene, and leave with a nice T-shirt and a good sense of accomplishment.
Dude, my name was on a t-shirt. It was like a dream come true. My name, I was taking pictures. I was sending people. I'm like, I got my name on a t-shirt. Like you, it just blew my mind. I was so happy about that.
Oh, that's awesome. I love hearing it. That's awesome.
Um, are there ways people can donate to go right now with everything that's happening?
Yeah, if you go to gocomedy.net, there's a donation set up. There's also merch available for people. We've got T-shirts and face masks now through TeePublic. So you can put improv where your lips go if you want. And beyond that, I mean, we're trying to do some online workshops here and there. We've got one that Chris Fortin is teaching that starts July 8th. We found so far that the writing workshops have been the easiest to translate online, but we'll be back in August with improv classes as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's the best way for people to get a hold of you besides going to the website? Like, are you on Instagram or follow you here, or what? How can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for messages against police brutality, go to Facebook. That's that for. And if you want pictures of a kid, it's Instagram, and if you want me being witty, it's Twitter, which is at Jacokes, Jcoax.
Oh my God, that's the best. I love it. Where it's like, if you want this, go here. Go there. Well,
I had to separate them because they were at some point it was just like all political on across all three, and it's exhausting. So Facebook is political for me, and then I do family and jokes on the other two.
well, it's great, and I really admire you and like your stance, and you're speaking out about that too, because these are such important issues in our time right now, and I know some there are some folks who are trying to balance like, well, what will this have to do with my career, and what will this have to do and with me personally? And like, I really respect the fact that you're like, no, this is something that I believe in, and this is something that needs to change. So, again, thanks so much. It's always great. I do get information as well that you share, which helps like educate me too. So thank you.
Oh, that's great. It's literally the least I can do, but it's everything, and I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to play with you again, my friend, and I can't wait for that festival to come roaring back, be a huge success, and when classes and things start popping up, I'm going to share it. So thanks for taking time out. It was really great to see you and play with you.
Likewise, Jay. Thank you so much. This was awesome.
All right, I'll see you, buddy.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye.